Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm happy to be with you tonight, and I'm seriously happy to be able to bring you the music that I'm bringing you tonight. You know, we cover all the genres that we possibly can here on this show. I think the only genre we really haven't had on this show is hardcore heavy metal. And I'm not going to say that that's not going to happen, but I think that's the only genre of music that we haven't had on this show. Tonight we have I love to play this guy's music on my radio show. It fits right in. It fits right in with my radio show, the classical show. It's fun music to listen to. It's beautiful music to watch being played. I'm not even sure, I can't remember where I met him, but it doesn't matter because his music transcends any of that stuff. We don't have to worry about it because he's supposed to be here. When I tell people that I get the best of the best musicians on Grandma's Attic, I really am not kidding. And tonight, with his own kind of finger style playing, we have the amazing and wonderful, please welcome into your heart, into your home, into your living room, wherever, Paul Colombino.
Thank you, Dot. Oh, it's great to be back here. And we met at Pass the Guitar in Westerly a few years back. That's right, I remember that. So that was our first encounter. And I think this is my third time playing here, so I'm really glad to be back. So my first song is called Americana. Thank you. Thanks. So this next song, where do I play this? Yes. I wrote when my son went away to college in California. And, kids grow up. That's what they're supposed to do. And they're supposed to, separate from their parents. And I figured, all right, well, this is normal. It's a little sad, but I don't really feel all that bad. At least I didn't think so. And then I started writing this song, and all these emotions started just pouring out from God knows where. And so I realized, well, this is a bigger deal than I thought it was. So I wrote a song about that experience. It's called The Waves in California. Took a walk by the ocean in the sunlight. I remember the way you'd ride the waves, feeling caught between the happiness of a memory and the sadness of recalling brighter days. 'Cause when you left, you took a piece of my heart. You never meant to cause me pain, but the emptiness of being apart makes me wonder, will it ever be the same? And do you like the waves in California, breaking like my heart upon the sand? Will you find a life that leads before you and leave me sad and broken on dry land? In the beauty of the moonlight off the water, I can almost see your face up in the sky. When I think of all the changes that we've gone through, I can't help but sit and hang my head and cry. But it's better that I let you go. Never try to hold you down, 'cause the winds of change blow swiftly, I know, and the tide just keeps on rolling round. And do you like the waves in California, breaking like my heart upon the sand? Will you find a way that leads before you and leave me sad and broken on dry land? I sit staring at the white caps on the ocean. All the sands of time are washed out by the tide, and I'm pounded by the waves of my emotion. But the storm has left me nowhere else to hide. Everybody has to cry sometimes. That's a lesson I've learned well. But I've learned that I will heal in time with the rising of the ocean swells. And do you like the waves in California, breaking like my heart upon the sand? leaves me for young, and leave me sad and broken on dry land. Thank you. All right, made it. I always say I made it when I get to the end of that song.
Because you didn't cry.
Because I didn't cry.
I knew it.
I made it. I don't always, but I did that time. Let's see. What tuning am I in? I think I'm still in D. Yeah. So I told myself I did not write any songs about the pandemic in protest, because I did not want this thing to take up any more of my energy and any more of my time than it already did. So I kind of in protest never wrote a song about the pandemic, but this one was a little bit close, because it was sort of like, even though I don't feel like we're quite out of the tunnel yet, I sort of felt like, okay, at least we can see a little bit of light, enough to know that we're in a tunnel, and maybe someday we'll get out of it. So I called this song The Light. I don't remember how it goes, though. Okay. Thanks again. Yeah, that was The Light. That's a new one. I have a CD that's available called Hello, Old Friend. Of course, I forgot to bring any with me today, but you're not here anyway, so you can't actually buy one from me. But you can buy them anywhere that CDs and downloads are sold. Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, you can stream them as well. But these are a couple of new tunes that I'm doing here that I hope to put out a CD next year with a whole bunch of new tunes. I've got about maybe half of the songs written by now. This one I wrote this winter about the sort of peacefulness that comes in the winter and the sort of feeling that I get that I can just kind of sit back and wake up in the morning and play my music and look out the window and sit in a nice warm place. And it's just that simple. So I call it Winter Sky. Thank you. Thanks, Hut. All right, so what am I up to next? This song I wrote about kind of ancient history. When I was a younger man, it seemed like everyone I wanted to have a romantic relationship with placed me squarely in the friend zone quite quickly. I felt like I was the mayor of the friend zone for a while. And looking back on that experience, I think what you do in that situation is you try all whatever tricks you have to try to convince this person to fall for you, when really you know in the back of your mind that this is never going to happen. Julia Roberts is never going to call. So I call this song I Know. I know you don't love me, but I think you could, and I wish you would. And I know you don't want me, but I think you should, and I wish you would. Each day I spend hoping someday you'll see your heart has been longing your whole life for me. But I know, don't you think I know? Well, you say you can't see me right next to you, but I think you do. And you say that you can't feel me down in your heart. It's tearing me apart. But I can't stop from thinking someday you'll find this love that I feel's not just all in my mind. But I know, don't you think I know? Well, I heard you got married just the other day. You're gonna move away. And I heard that you're so happy. I hope it's true. You know I do. But I can't help but wondering where we might be if you'd been the one who had fallen for me. But I know, don't you think I know? Well, I know, don't you think I know? Thank you. I know, you just know, don't you? Okay, so switch guitars quickly here. And I'm going to do a song that I wrote while sitting at the beach and watching piping plovers do their thing.
I remember this song.
Yeah.
I love this song.
Oh, great. I just thought while I was watching them that I bet they never wake up in the morning and say, I hate my job. I don't want to go and dive for fish all day long. It's so tiring. I never catch anything. I think they just get up and do their thing every day, and they don't think about it. They just stay in the moment and are grateful for whatever comes along. And so I decided I should be a little bit more like them. So this song is called The Plover's Secret. Thank you. That's The Plover's Secret. That's on my Hello Old Friend album. This is a new one that I just wrote this summer. And I finished it on a really hot, muggy day. So I titled it, It's Not the Heat. You can fill in your own cliche. I have to remember how this one goes too. Oh yeah, all right. Thanks.
Paul, you want to do one more song and then come talk to me?
Sure, I'd love to. Yeah, I gotta retune just a little bit on this one. So this song is, I wrote this in tribute to one of my favorite guitarists, partly because of the fact that I just borrowed so much of his technique and his style that I felt I owed him a tribute. So the guitarist's name is Leo Kottke, and the name of the song is Kottke. Okay, I think we're in tune here. No, we're not. That one's a little out. All right. A B string forms the interval with F that used to be called the devil in music. At any rate, it's less of a devil when it's in tune. So this is Kottke.
Paul's coming over here and miking up. Let's talk about what's going on in the neighborhood. First of all, I want to say, because I can, this is my show, the positivity rate all over the country, but here in Connecticut, is going up. The last time I looked, it was 2.58. People, we need to still be careful. We need to sanitize our hands. We need to wear our masks when we're going into unsafe places. And need I say this? We need to get vaccinated. I'm sorry. I know some people really just don't want to hear that, but we're coming up on 2 years of this mess. You know, let's do what we can to get rid of it. So that's my rant for today. Now let's have some fun. Let's talk to Paul, okay? All right. Hi.
Hi, Doc.
Sorry, I had to get on that
That's
soapbox
okay.
today.
No, it's your show, like you said.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I'm so happy to hear that you didn't write a pandemic song. I am. I love your music, and I think that your music brings images to people's heads. I'm certain it brings images to yours.
Yeah, for sure.
What is it that makes it? Do you write a song because you get the image, or do you get an image because you write the song?
It's sort of like the second level of what you said. What happens is I'll write a song, and I won't always be aware of exactly what it's about, especially like if it's an instrumental song. Then what I have to kind of do is backtrack and figure out what's going on in my life and how that emotion comes out, because the songs are always emotional in some way, and there's some kind of feeling behind them, and sometimes I have to dig into my own psyche to figure out exactly what it was, but that's usually the way it works for me.
Does that help you figure things out? Does
It
that
actually
help
does.
you?
Yeah, it's almost like therapeutic for me. It's where like, there was one time when I wrote a song, and I was feeling great, at least I thought I was, everything was going well, and I wrote this song and it came out and it was really, really sad, and I couldn't figure out why it was so sad. And then I realized, oh, well, I've been back at work at school for 2 months when I had 2 months off in the summer. So that's
Right.
I wasn't really sad, but I just missed the summer
I was
so much.
going to say,
That's what it was
you
about.
like teaching.
I did.
So
Well, what I called the song, that particular song, was Summer's Lament, because I realized that, I'm missing summer.
I
missing
remember that song.
time when I have to just lay back and just enjoy the world.
So you retired now?
Yes, 2 years in June, yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels great. I slid right into it. I really I wrote a song, Hello Old Friend, the title song for my CD, right about the time I retired, because summer just felt like an old friend coming back to visit, and it didn't feel like anything different. So my retirement was like, I just kind of melted right into it and going strong, and hopefully keep going stronger.
Well, I can't imagine you sitting at home watching TV doing nothing. I just can't see that in my head when I think about you. What are you doing with your time besides writing music? Because I know you're writing music.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot more time to do that, so I'm doing more of that.
Good.
I'm also doing a lot of recording. I do recording mostly myself. I haven't really recorded a lot of other people yet, but I'm thinking about doing that, adding some other instruments to my next CD. But I do a lot of recording. I do a lot of video and online concerts. I've been playing a lot of those. I've done a couple. It's actually a silver lining. In the pandemic has been that I've gotten to play virtually in places all over the world. I got to play in Bavaria, Germany, and Cambridge, England. Another concert in in Boston, Mass, and a couple out west of the United States. So there've been a lot of places that I've been able to get to right from my own little recording studio. So it's been kind of nice, yeah. And then I'm a golfer. I'm a really avid golfer, so I spend a lot of time doing that in the nice weather. So that's
Right, you and my dad.
Yeah.
I don't golf, so
Yep.
yeah. Golfing is a relaxing and good exercise sport. It's relaxing because you don't have to like run around. You can just walk to your next hole and enjoy the scenery and kind of just, As long as you don't wear those crazy golf clothes, I'm good.
I really don't. But
Good.
I've actually never heard anyone describe golf as a relaxing game before, so it's clear you've never played it. Because when I tell people, somebody asked me one time, I think I should take up golf. And I said, well, do you like being angry and frustrated all the time? So yeah, you should take it up.
I don't see it as an angry game, but then like you said, I don't play. So let's talk about your style of playing. First, let's talk about how long have you been playing guitar straight out?
I was just thinking about this the other day. I think it's around 56 or 57 years. I started when I was around 10 or 11, and so pretty much all my life. I played the clarinet before that, a little bit in elementary school, but once I picked up the guitar, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. So.
And did you play like rock and roll back in those days?
I started out being a folk musician. I was into Bob Dylan and Peter, Paul and Mary and Paul Simon and all the big folk artists back in the 60s and early 70s. And then later on, I joined a rock and roll band in the early 80s. So I got a little bit of that too. I mostly played folk for the first maybe 15 or 20 years, and then I decided to switch to rock and played that for a while. And then I went back to folk around the 90s and started playing and writing this instrumental fingerstyle guitar stuff.
Well, that's my next question. What made you turn to this fingerstyle guitar playing? Because it's not what people do. It's not like a normal thing. You don't hear it every day.
Yeah.
And when people get to hear it, it's so amazing to watch, and it's so soothing to listen to. So what made you do that?
I think when I really got the bug for it was I had been playing in a folk band, and I've always played some fingerstyle guitar. Actually, I played a lot of it when I was in my younger days, and then after the rock and roll phase that I had, I started going back to it. But I was playing in a band, and it was mostly like kind of a backup thing. It wasn't solo out front performance. But I saw a guitarist named Peppino D'Agostino, who is a master of fingerstyle guitar. And I saw him play at a concert, and he was playing a guitar like my Taylor over there, like the one with the cutaway over there. And so I went, I said, I have to get a guitar like that. That guitar sounds so beautiful. So I went and bought one. And once I started playing it, it was kind of between him and the guitar being an inspiration to just start playing more and more. I just loved the sound of it so much that I started writing, and that's just kind of took off from there.
Is there a way, or what is, let me phrase this question right. What makes you decide which song to play on which guitar?
Sometimes when I'm playing live, it has to do with keeping the tunings close together, because you notice I retune the guitar a lot to change to different keys. And so sometimes some of it is about just doing that, not having to completely retune the guitar between songs. But other songs have more character on a certain guitar. The larger guitar with the cutaway has a real deep bottom end, and so if I have a real driving song, I like to play it on that. The other guitar has more of a sweet sound, and so I like to play some of the sweeter sounding songs on that one. I have a smaller guitar at home too that I like for the really delicate songs. I play that on, but I didn't bring that today though.
That's all right. You can bring it next time.
All right.
I enjoy listening to you play. When people are listening to you, say at a coffee house or wherever, whatever, what is the most common response you get from your audience?
Wild applause, standing ovations, the usual stuff.
Okay, that's awesome.
No, people generally are really positive about it. One of the things that I've done is I play some concert venues, and those are great listening venues where people will just, sit like we're sitting right here and listen. And those are great. There's a place called the Pump House Music Works in Peacedale, Rhode Island that I play. That's that kind of a listening room. But I also sometimes play in like a bar or a cafe or a restaurant where I sort of mix up my original music with some cover tunes. And what I found is that people seem to really like my original music as much as they like the cover tunes. I mean, I sort of feel like if I'm in a bar, I need to play some kind of cover, but I'm not sure about that anymore. People seem to really respond well to my original tunes. So
Yeah, I'm finding that more and more people are opening up to the fact that original music is really where it's at. And unless you can take a cover and really make it your own, or really, really do the cover like exact, like the original, then don't do it mediocre. Don't do something in between. Either take that song and make it your own, or take that song and kill it like it was written. And people want to hear one of those two, or not at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's true. And people seem to really appreciate the creativity that goes into making a cover song your own. I'm kind of a fan of The Voice, and that's one of the comments they always have for their singers, is that they really made a song their own. You know.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. One of our regular guests was on The Voice, and you may know him, Braden Sunshine, and he took a few songs, but he took Amazing Grace, a song that's been sung by like everybody in the world, and everybody knows it, and he killed it.
Yeah.
And it was his.
Yeah.
It didn't belong to the masses anymore. All of a sudden, it became his.
Yeah.
So I understand that. You have some gigs coming up, or at least one in particular that you want to talk about. You want to tell the audience about that?
On August 5th, I'm going to be playing at the Wakefield River Fire. It's an event, a community event, where I will be playing on this beautiful platform over the Saugatucket River. The light fire is somewhat like they do at Water Fire in Providence, and I'll be playing from 6 to about 7, and then another band will be playing after that. It's a benefit for the 1 in 52 network, which is it's a sort of a food bank network that raises money to get food to people who need it, people who are homeless and people who just need food. So it's called the 1 in 52 network because musicians choose to donate their time one day out of the 52 weeks in the year in order to help this cause. So it's a great cause, and it's a great event. So if you can make it, it's great. You get to stroll around the town of Old Wakefield, a quaint old New England town, and see this beautiful river fire and listen to some great music at the same time.
Wow, that sounds like quite an event. Can people find that event on any of your social media places?
Yeah, I will post that on my Facebook page. I have not done it yet, but I will in the next couple of weeks. And you can just find me under Paul Colombino at Facebook. Also paulcolombino.com. I have a website too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And your website is where people should go if they really want to get some of your music. I'm not going to say the B-U-Y word because I can't. But. So if people would like to have unto their own, acquire, there's the word I was looking for. If people would like to acquire some of your music, can they go to that .com, paulcolombino.com?
Absolutely. And there are radio buttons that say acquire.
Nice. That's awesome. So when you're writing a song and you're in the flow, so to speak, what makes you change the flow, or what makes you write that song the way it's written, whether it's fast or whether it's slow, or is it just the thoughts behind it, or you said that it was usually the music that made you think. So tell me about that songwriting process.
Yeah, usually for me it starts with a germ of an idea, like just something really small, like a chord or a 3 or 4 note pattern that I play, and that little snippet usually will determine, okay, is this a slow, sad song? Is it a peaceful song? Is it a barn burner of a song? Is it a foot stomping song? That usually kind of takes place pretty early in the process. But then what I usually do is I use a technique, I guess, that's called motivic development. And what that means is you take a small snippet of a melody or a tune, and you change it in different ways and sort of stretch it out and make it into a longer piece, so that it gives like kind of coherence to the piece. And I really like and dive right into that process. I just love it. The best example from classical music I can think of is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, where basically the whole piece, or the whole movement there, at least anyway, is based on three notes. Bum, 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 four notes. Sorry, my math is bad. And then he changes the pitch of them. Bum, 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 bum.
Right.
And then he changes the rhythm. Bum, 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 bum,
Right,
bum.
right.
And so there, you take that little germ and you change different aspects of it. You elongate it, you turn it upside down, you put it in different keys, you play it backwards. There are just many, many things that you can do with it. And that's how I usually develop a song. And then sometimes during that process, some new motive or melody will just kind of happen that just sort of takes place. And it's just like, wow, that came out of nowhere, but it fits, so let's do it,
That's nice. Well, I have to say that your music writing and your musicality is amazing to me. I love your music. You know that. I play it on my radio show. I play it at home when I'm meditating sometimes.
Great.
I shouldn't admit that on TV, but I am.
Oh, that's okay.
I love your stuff. And we've run out of time. Would you do us the honor of taking us out with a song?
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Awesome. So go ahead. So every second Wednesday is Eat in the Street in downtown New London. All of Bank Street, Lower Bank Street, is shut off from the fire station down to State Street. And the restaurants do fun things. The Hygienic shows a movie. So Eat in the Street, get out there. That's going to go till, I think, September. And it's a lot of fun. There's food truck events going on down on the pier. There's lots of concerts going on. Get out there and support live and local music. Until next week, everybody, have a really great week, and thank you so much for tuning in to Grandma's Attic Music Review. Bye-bye.
So I'll close things out with the title song from my last CD, Hello, Old Friend. Thanks a lot.